Kilmarnock's hopes of remaining in the Premier League have taken a turn for the better over the last month, with the bonus of a Scottish Cup semi-final place secured and vital league wins over Wright, Celtic and Motherwell. The Rugby Park squad are hoping to complete an Old Firm double by beating Rangers at Ibrox on Saturday. But despite beating Celtic 2-0 last Wednesday, veteran defender Ray Montgomery believes the victory over Motherwell at the weekend was far more vital in the survival stakes.
The result against Motherwell was more significant than the Celtic result, because maybe against Celtic you're not going to take in and out the game, whereas against Motherwell, one of your closest rivals, you're expected to take a result against them, especially at home, and that result was more significant.
Kilmarnock are still not out of the danger area, and with 6 games remaining, there is still the strong possibility of being drawn into a playoff place. Killie boss Bobby Williamson is adamant that his side are looking up the table rather than the threat of the teams below them.
We want to finish up this league as high as possible to avoid that 8th and 9th and 10th position. Would be ideal for us. It gives us something to build on for next year.
When you look back at the results, things have really changed the fortunes of Kilmarnock. Where do you think the key point in the season was that changed your overall performances?
It's been hard to tell you, but you can just put a finger on it. But when we first took over, we had a good run of results against Hearts, Aberdeen and Hibs. And then we had a bad bout of flu going about the place, and then the weather was terrible and we never really got it back together again. But last week was definitely something to build on. Confidence was pouring out of the lads against Celtic, because they got a bit of heart from the game against Morton on Saturday, where they actually scored a few goals.
You couldn't have asked for a better time for Paul Wright to really come back into a purple patch.
Yeah, Paul scored 14 goals this season. I'm hoping they'll score more than he did last year. So is he, because he just thrives in scoring goals. There's so much other things to Paul's games. He switches the play great, holds the ball up superbly. And as I said, he links up well as well with Big Jim McIntyre, so it's looking quite good for us this moment in time.
If you were a betting man, and I'm not sure if you are, would you put your money on Kilmarnock being in the Premier League next year?
I wouldn't gamble in football at all. It's just something I've never ever done, especially in teams I'm with. And I feel if we work hard enough, we'll be in this league next year.
Yeah, that was Bobby Williamson, and John, I suppose out of the 4, Kilmarnock looking slightly the better at the moment, given the recent run of results.
It's difficult to say who's looking slightly better, because they're all in it together. We played Hibs on Saturday there. We face Motherwell this Saturday, and Kilmarnock's the next game. So we'll obviously have seen every one of them down there. It's going to be difficult for any of the 3 teams, because it's that area where you get 1-1, you think you're out of it, and the other 2 teams get a result and you're right back in. But I don't think this relegation issue will be sorted to the last game of the season. I know Kilmarnock play Hibs, the 3rd last game. Hibs travel to Kirkcaldy, the last game of the season, so it's really, it's not a position you want to be in. Hearts have been in it a couple of years, and I really feel for the players and the management involved, because nobody wants to see it, but at worst it is exciting.
Having said that, Bobby Williamson sounds quietly confident. He's got those 2 results last week, Derek, and I know he's got to go to Ibrox on Saturday, but he might fancy his chances getting a point.
Well, he goes to Ibrox. Remember, Rangers without another 4 players because of suspensions and everything else, and they normally do quite well there. But they are the form side of the teams at the bottom. They're scoring goals. They've had 3 wins on the trot, albeit 1 in the cup as well. I think they'll go to Ibrox. They won't defend. That's one thing about Kilmarnock. They don't have the players to defend, but they can get forward and maybe sneak a goal there. I think Bobby Williamson will be happy with a point.
And Peter highlighted, John, in his report that Paul Wright has hit a rich vein of form, and you know, as a striker, when you start scoring goals, you just can't stop.
That's vital, especially in the relegation year. There's no doubt about that. And as Derek's quite rightly pointed out, Kilmarnock are winning, and you need to keep winning when you're down there. And they have the impetus to keep it going forward. And it's very vital. It's a bit of a blow, I think, that they're travelling to Ibrox. But they played well early on the season, were unlucky in the end to be beaten 4-2. So, you know, I really wouldn't want to call it. I wouldn't want to call it at all.
As well, Derek, you've got a manager there playing for his job.
Well, I can't believe the Kilmarnock directors. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Bobby. They're waiting till the end of the season to see if he keeps him up, and then they'll give him a contract. All the players and all the fans want him to be the manager. Why not just come out and give him a deal? Then everybody will react to that.
OK, well...
The Motherwell players traipsed off the pitch with their heads down last Saturday, a 1-0 defeat by Killie, causing real relegation worries.
Good afternoon from Afternoon Sport. Seen for an hour this afternoon. This looked like being the day when Celtic's Championship challenge finally came to an end. At that stage they were 2-0 down to Dunfermline. Goals from Jerry Britton and Harry Curran. But the latest score at East End Park is now 2-2. Rangers, meanwhile, have lost to Kilmarnock by 2-1. Jim McIntyre scored the opening goal for Killie. And then after Gordon Jury equalised, Paul Wright got Kilmarnock's winner with 9 minutes to go. So an upset for Rangers at Ibrox. And let's go immediately to Ibrox, where Bobby Williamson salutes the Kilmarnock supporters who are celebrating another win over the other half of the Old Firm following their victory over Celtic 10 days ago. Celebrations. Kilmarnock have beaten Rangers by 2-1. Jim McIntyre getting the first after 38 minutes. Then after Gordon Durie equalised for Rangers, Paul Wright with a penalty 9 minutes from the end gives the Scottish Cup semi-finalists 3 terrific points at Ibrox. So final score to confirm: Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 2, and the latest score we have from East End Park is still 2-2. So Celtic may yet, and there it is, it's gone through, it finishes 2-2. Celtic, I'm sure, will be kicking themselves that they weren't able to take full advantage of Rangers' defeat. Having said that, they were 2-0 down to goals by Britton and Curran.
Ideal situation for Gough and Hateley to be in the Rangers team. And that's Albert's. Moore. Good chance for Craig Moore. Well, that was one of very few chances created by Rangers in a lacklustre first half, for which they were eventually punished. Although the match ended in drama, because right at the end, with Kilmarnock leading by 2-1, Craig Moore appeared to be brought down clearly inside the penalty box by Dylan Kerr, and referee John Rowbottom rejected Rangers' penalty claims to the anguish of the players and management on the touchline. But Kilmarnock deserved everything they got this afternoon. They played superbly. They took it in 37 minutes. It was a break by Dylan Kerr on the left-hand side, a clearance by Bjorkman, ricochet of Alberts, and Jim McIntyre shot home the opportunist opener. Then in the second half, Jim McIntyre shot agonisingly inches wide with Andy Dibble beaten, and 50 seconds later, Kilmarnock went back on level terms. Rangers broke, McCoist found Laudrup, and Laudrup's cross left Durie with the easiest of tap-ins. Then Rangers piled forward. Craig Moore missed a great chance right in front of goal with a header, and 10 minutes from the end, Jim McIntyre blatantly brought down by Andy Dibble inside the box, and Paul Wright coolly shot home what proved to be a deserved winner for Kilmarnock.
Thanks, Jock. Remarkable afternoon at Ibrox. Kilmarnock make it 4 wins in a row, including victories over both Celtic and Rangers. Rangers lose back-to-back league matches at Ibrox for the first time since 1990. Let's head back out to Ibrox again. The big shock result today in the Premier, certainly Rangers' home defeat by Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock having quite a couple of weeks. Manager Bobby Williamson talking to Jock Brown.
A shock for many people, Bobby. Was it a shock for you? That is all.
Well, we've been playing well, Jock, and I've just said to the lads, go out and try and show them what you can do, and they've went out and they've got a great 3 points for the club, and it's fantastic for the supporters and the players. Delighted for them.
You played a formation which had your 2 young players wide and Paul Wright withdrawn. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we knew that we wanted to try and force Rangers round outside us and stop them coming through the middle, so Paul dropped into that area, and it worked in spells, but I still wasn't happy. I felt we could have contained them a wee bit better, actually.
Did you feel over the piece you deserved the victory?
Well, maybe a draw would have been a better result, well, a fairer result, but no, I'm delighted with 3 points, Jock.
What does it do for Kilmarnock Football Club, do you think, a result like this at this time?
Well, it's great for the people of Kilmarnock. I remember a few years back we won here and they had a great week, and I'm sure the night and the rest of the weekend will be no different.
A word about your man up front, Jim McIntyre, involved everything that seemed to be important around the Rangers goal.
Yeah, he was superb. He ran himself into the ground, and I'm delighted for him because he's been playing well recently. He's been starting to get in the end of things and scoring goals as well, which is brilliant. He's holding the ball up for us, and I'm delighted for the big man.
You obviously are conscious of results elsewhere. How do you feel now about Kilmarnock's position in the league?
Well, there's 5 games to go, 15 points to be played for. We've just got to keep on going and just keep trying to keep his consistency up, Jock, and hopefully we'll be okay.
Would it be a target for you to get clear of the relegation zone prior to the Cup semi?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great to go in there a wee bit more relaxed, but as I said, there's 5 games to go, who knows.
Well done today, Bobby. Thanks very much.
Bobby Williamson there, how pleased he must be with the last couple of weeks. And yet, if you look at the bottom of that table, there's still only 4 points clear of second bottom place, which would, of course, mean a play-off. But again, in the Premier Division today, and the big, of course, upset was at Ibrox, where Rangers lost 2-1 to Kilmarnock. Celtic were held 2-2 at East End Park. With a hamstring. Hello, it's been that sort of week, hasn't it? Accusations and confrontations, huddles and histrionics. Today we get back to playing the game rather than arguing about it, at least for 90 minutes or so. The subject of many of the week's headlines was back in Glasgow today, quietly watching a football match, one in which his team's progress towards another championship was going anything but smoothly against an impressive Kilmarnock side. Chick Young is with me tonight, so too is Scotland coach Craig Brown, who has 2 crucial World Cup qualifiers coming up in the next 10 days. Both Craig and Chick were at Ibrox today, where a Rangers team whose delight in winning the Old Firm match last Sunday must have been tempered by their ongoing injury problems, faced a Kilmarnock side with 3 wins in a row behind them. One of those wins, of course, came against Celtic. So could Killie make it an Old Firm double? Jock Brown was there to see.
Several changes are forced on manager Walter Smith after Sunday's Old Firm game. Richard Gough is unfit, Ian Ferguson and Mark Hafey are suspended, and Andy Gorham and David Robertson remain sidelined by injury. So back come Greg Shields in defence, Charlie Miller in midfield, and Gordon Jury has recovered from illness to play up front. And goalkeeper Andy Dibble will face another capacity crowd after his successful debut against Celtic. It's a remarkable climax of the season for the man who was languishing in the Manchester City reserves until Theo Snelders joined Andy Gorham on the casualty list. Ironically, he actually replaced Snelders at Aberdeen on loan 6 years ago. David Bagan starts his 14th match for Kilmarnock after making his debut against Dundee United in December. He's just been named in the Scotland under-21 squad along with his fellow 19-year-old Alec Burke, who starts a first-team match for only the 12th time. It's a huge occasion for both youngsters. Manager Bobby Williamson brings back Drago Lekovic in goal in place of under-21 international keeper Colin Meldrum. Otherwise, that's the team which won last week's crunch match against Motherwell to make it 3 victories in a row for the first time this season. And the match referee is from Kirkcaldy, Mr. John Rowbottom. Well, the Rangers team got a terrific welcome when they came onto the field for this match, and certainly a much more relaxed atmosphere about the stadium for this particular game after the tension of those 2 Old Firm games over. So an opportunity perhaps for the Rangers to relax and try and play some creative football with George Albert's back in his left midfield role. Ian Durant retaining his place, the starting lineup after an impressive performance against Celtic. And McLaren is in the Gough role in the centre of the back 3. So good passing from Rangers early on. Loudrup the skipper in the absence of Gough, losing out there. The challenge came from Dylan Kerr. So this is McLaren finding Shields, who's playing in the left back position. Hasn't played in the first team since the 4th of January, a 2-1 victory against Hibs at Easter Road. Good turn there by Miller, caught by Paul Wright. Mark Hafey there in the director's box, just 2 along from manager Walter Smith. Paul Gascoigne also an interested spectator. Paul Wright dropping off deep there to link in the middle of the field. That's Montgomery now looking for McIntyre. Devil in trouble there. Here's Bagan. Shields retrieving his own error there. A good tackle. Foul by McLaren going in behind Paul Wright. I don't know why I expected that to be allowed. McLaren aggrieved at the referee's whistle. Well, the pass back from Shields caused a problem there for Andy Dibble. He was in a hurry there, being closed down so rapidly. That's why he misplaced the clearance. The atmosphere is strange, though, after these very tense occasions in recent weeks. Kilmarnock's position eased somewhat. Rangers now looking completely in the driving seat for the championship. Shields to Loudrup. Cross goes Dylan Kerr. Great play by Loudrup. Shade too high for Miller. Well, Dylan Kerr has been given the task of trying to match the runs made by Loudrup. Certainly came across quickly to him here, but in this position, Loudrup really is lethal. He steps away from Kerr. The flighted cross just out of reach for Miller. Good possession again, won by Henry for Kilmarnock. This is McIntyre. Caught by Charlie Miller. Another chance for Kilmarnock. They do have Paul Wright available to test the goalkeeper. McIntyre stepping inside, caught late there by Miller, former Airdrie striker. Here's Wright. Well, Andy Dibble treated that with respect. Well, he delivered a superb free kick, Wright. Excellent striker of the ball with that right foot. Over the wall and dipping under the crossbar. Back to Bjorklund. Good change of pace by Moore. And a good effort by the young Australian. Well, his goals normally come from headers, but this time he saw the space to come forward and onto the weaker side, the left, but that's a very reasonable effort. Cleland. A little error there by Laudrup. He looks strangely subdued this afternoon, Brian Laudrup, not quite as lively as normal. Long season perhaps taking its toll. He's away from Kerr this time though. Caught by the Kilmarnock fullback. Well, he's anticipating a yellow card, I think. Referee Rowbottom calls him over. You see why here. That was a really strong tackle the first time. Laudrup goes across his bows there and gets bundled over. No yellow card still. A warning suffices for the referee. More tough treatment for Laudrup. Ideal situation for Goff and Hately to be in the Rangers team. And that's Albert's. Moore. Good chance for Craig Moore. Well, he showed very quick control here, Moore. It played back. No aerial threat really for Rangers. So that was Albert's with a shooting chance. Well controlled by Moore for the volley. Calmly across the back from McLaren to Moore. Charlie Miller's found space in midfield. Careless pass. Another unforced error by Rangers. That's good play by Kerr. Change of pace beat Charlie Miller. Now a chance for McIntyre. He scored for Kilmarnock. A defensive lapse from Rangers. And Jim McIntyre silences the majority of the huge crowd, but delights the small band of Kilmarnock supporters. Dylan Kerr set this up. Playing across, Bjorklund got there first. The ricochet came off Albert, and McIntyre responded superbly. Well, Jim McIntyre has been yellow carded by the referee for his celebrations. Look at the way Kerr stepped away from Charlie Miller. It was casual play by Rangers which set up the run for Kerr. The ricochet off Alberts, the right foot shot from McIntyre. And Kilmarnock get ahead. Kilmarnock's confidence rising more and more now with his precious lead. Cleland though leads the counter-attack. Lots of space for Alberts. Laudrup makes the run. Picked out well by Alberts. The block was made by Lekovic. The clearest chance of the first half yet for Rangers. That's a great pass though by Alberts into the path of Laudrup on the run. MacPherson couldn't match him. Lekovic stood up well for this and made the block. Right in strongly in Laudrup. There's no foul given. McIntyre holding it up. Intelligent play by the striker. Now Reilly. Kilmarnock have players forward. Still good possession play this by Kilmarnock. Intelligent play by Kilmarnock at the end of a first half which Rangers dominated in terms of possession, then found themselves behind to Jim McIntyre's goal in 37 minutes. Fine play by Dylan Kerr. A ricochet as Bjorklund cleared the ball against Alberts, and deadly finishing by Jim McIntyre. These Kilmarnock supporters elated at half-time. It's Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 1. Significant change made by Rangers for the second half. Ali McCoist is on to replace Charlie Miller, so that'll mean some reorganisation of the Rangers setup. Paul Gascoigne takes his seat in the director's box beside Richard Goff and John Brown. Rangers manager Walter Smith clearly wasn't happy with the way the game ran in that first half. That's why he's made a very significant change. He switched to a back four and he's brought McCoist on to partner Gordon Jury up front, with Laudrup having that floating role. Craig Moore's pushed into midfield beside Ian Durant and George Alberts. Bobby Williamson is reorganising a little bit to cope with the Rangers changes. Well, Rangers switching to a back four really invites the two young Kilmarnock wide men to push forward, like Alec Burke there, losing that joust with Cleland. McLaren's clearance blocked by Burke. Here's McIntyre again, trying to cash in and an error. And McIntyre going down. The Kilmarnock supporters looking hopefully towards the referee for a penalty. This is McGwne. Well, he has scored one or two spectacular goals from long range. That smile indicates that he was being a shade hopeful, I think. McIntyre here, controlling the ball well, running into McLaren. He seemed to have stumbled before he ran into McLaren. Still very diligent work by Kilmarnock in defence. The marking is very tight. Still leaving only McIntyre up there in his zone until this break is on. Bagan and MacPherson breaking. McIntyre's in the middle on his own. MacPherson racing into the penalty area. Good play by MacPherson. Very positive, determined running by Gus MacPherson. There was nothing on for him after he took this pass from Bagan, which is a very good one. Only McIntyre trying to get up there to join him, so that's why he tried to beat the keeper at the far post. Kerr to Burke. Holding off Durant. Good running by young Burke. Taking on Cleland. Excellent play by the youngster. Cleland using all his pace there to recover for the sliding tackle. Showed a lot of confidence and conviction there, Burke. Shot caught, only one Rangers player out. That's why there's still space for Burke. This is dangerous. Good ball in! And just wide of the post there from Jim McIntyre. That could have been a killer blow. Casual play again by Rangers. Only one man going out for the short corner. Dibble beating that away. And he was stranded there as that crept past the post. Jim McIntyre, almost a second for him in the match. Relieved Andy Dibble. Durant did well. So did McCoist. Here's Laudrup away from Montgomery. Good play by Laudrup. Jury for Rangers. The equaliser at long last, and the irony is that Rangers could so easily have been two down. Great pass that from McCoist to Laudrup. Montgomery couldn't bring him down. McGwne could do nothing either, and that was laid on a plate for Jury. Only his fourth goal of the season, but very well crafted here by McCoist, and then by Laudrup, taming that beautifully to set it up for Jury. They don't come much easier. Walter Smith has arrived there. He was coming down before that goal was scored, clearly unhappy with his team's performance. Well, Bobby Williamson, I suspect, the Kilmarnock manager, will be really dejected about the fact that Jim McIntyre was within inches of making it 2-0. And then the immediately following move, Rangers equalise. So 2-0 became 1-1. Kerr's corner, and a free header there for Bagan. Not matched at all with a run to the near post. Walter Smith is out again. He's not happy, and he's quite right. Look at the space for Bagan. Walter Smith is out there again. Here's David Bagan. Well, Kilmarnock are entitled to enough belief here to think they can come again in this game. McIntyre's layoff. Good challenge by McLaren on Wright. This is Laudrup. Away from Reilly, still Laudrup, surrounded by Kilmarnock players. Eventually they did enough, crowding him out. Well, Laudrup has come to life in this second half. And Walter Smith has lost the pace down there. It's so unlike him. Walter Smith on the touchline, out of his technical area. Well, he's been on that touchline for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and he's been roaring at his players, Walter Smith. Laudrup's run was quite remarkable here. Look at that, he rides away from Mark Reilly's challenge. MacPherson came across. John Henry was there. Kevin McGwne was there. Dylan Kerr was there. McLaren changing direction very effectively. Loudrup. McLaren's in the box for a cross. Good running by Durant. Touched over by Lekovic. Loudrup has burst to life. Well, Brian Loudrup in the first half was very subdued by his standards, but he really has burst into the game in the second half, and that was touched over by Lekovic at full stretch. Loudrup's corner. Lekovic committed, good goalkeeping. Well, and now the shields. Alberts. Well held by Lekovic. It's a different Rangers team now, though. Took up position well away from Mark Reilly for that shot. Kerr to Wright. That's McIntyre. Now Henry. Paul Wright. Burke. Headed away by Bjorklund. They carry a threat though, Kilmarnock, there's no question about that. Well balanced with threats in both flanks and through the middle. Here's John Henry again. Lots of space in the middle of the field. The Rangers midfield are really fast asleep here. Neat footwork again from Burke. Chance here for McIntyre. Well tackled by Bjorklund. Off goes Loudrup again. That's for Jury. Couldn't take another run first time. Losing some momentum there, but still Jury coming forward. The corner kick's been earned. Well, the wild card factor unquestionably is Loudrup. And with Jury up there giving such pacey support, Rangers look a different side. Misjudged in the air by Jury. Oh, brilliant play by Burke, leaving Clellan for dead. Bundled over there by Moore. Oh, McLaren's in trouble. Now, what was that all about? He threw the ball at young Alec Burke, who'd been clearly fouled by Moore, and McLaren will now be yellow carded. This is wonderful skill. The pull back here by Burke away from Clellan. Took the return pass beautifully here. Then came the charging, bundling tackle. Now McLaren throws the ball at Burke from this point. Why does he want to argue about that? Walter Smith still shaking his head. Entirely shake his head there at the actions of Alan McLaren. Durant. Jury to Clellan. Given away by Durant, straight to the feet of McIntyre. Bagan has MacPherson sprinting up outside him. Good support play by the fullback. Here's John Henry. McIntyre. Reilly. Now Wright. Good turn by McIntyre. It's a second chance. Great save by Dibble. Very good reaction save by the Rangers keeper. Hasn't been called upon too frequently in his two matches for Rangers, but look at the quality of this save. Jim McIntyre doing so well here in a crowded area. Got the ricochet back, and then that snapshot required a good save. Well, Kilmarnock by no means out of this match as potential winners. No sign they're content with a point. Clearly believe they're good enough to win this. Durant toiling in midfield for Rangers. Good play by McCoy. Here's Alberts. Off goes Loudrup, a chance here for Rangers. Well, Jury was a player coming in the far post. Loudrup, I think, tried to find him. Good opening this though for Rangers. Laudrup again making all the difference with that intelligent running and close control. That's Cleland's header. Jury holding off Mark Reilly. Fitzgerald. Good turn by Laudrup again, away from Kerr, now taking on McGwne to the byline. Great play by Laudrup. A golden chance to win the match for Craig Moore. The creator again, Brian Laudrup. Marvellous second half performance we've had from Laudrup. The movement is good, control, the pace. And then the awareness here, knew that McGwne would block the cross, checked back inside him. Craig Moore all on his own. Well, the second half belongs so far to Brian Laudrup from the Rangers' point of view. Fitzgerald couldn't control it. Back with McGwne. Here's Wright. Playing it over the top of Bjorklund, but he's one of the quickest players in the defence. That's a clear-cut penalty kick. Jim McIntyre brought down by Andy Dibble. It's a chance for Kilmarnock to win the match. Uncertain defending. Bjorklund appeared to leave that to the keeper. Why, I don't know. McIntyre was winning that race. Now Andy Dibble looking on towards the referee, I suspect, a bit concerned about whether or not a card may be shown, but there doesn't appear to be one. So he hasn't been yellow carded, and Paul Wright has this opportunity on the penalty spot. He scored 4 out of 5 so far this season. It's 5 out of 6 for Wright. Kilmarnock take the lead. Bobby Williamson looking on, perhaps in charge of his team's best ever performance. 10 minutes to go in the match. 2-1 to Kilmarnock, and look at the coolness here of Paul Wright. But a deadly penalty kick. Sends Dibble off balance there. The keeper had no chance. Gordon Julie, they're not looking too pleased with life at the moment. Headed on by Petric. McCoy speeding there by Montgomery once again. That was Montgomery's header. It'll be a corner to Rangers. Kilmarnock hanging on grimly here. Ray Montgomery's made a couple of terrific interceptions in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Durant's corner, Lekovic is committed. That's Moore. Came back off the legs of the keeper. That was close. Lekovic was totally at sea there. What a let-off. Well, Craig Moore thumped that in. It came off the legs of a Rangers player inside the box. Gordon Petric, I think. Wright plays it long. McIntyre was offside according to the far side assistant referee. Tight decision. Time running out rapidly now for Rangers. Durant fires the ball forward, looking for Petric. He's won it well. In goes Moore. A tackle from Kerr. Rangers appealing there for a penalty kick, but appealing in vain. Craig Moore was the player involved for Rangers. He was met there by Dylan Kerr. This was very close indeed. Well, I reckon Kilmarnock are lucky. That looked like a penalty. Well, referee Rowbottom resisting the appeals of a huge crowd here. But I think that's a major break for Kilmarnock. May turn out to be crucial in the sense of relegation too, or the playoff position. Here's Kilmarnock coming forward again with John Henry. Offside is given against McKee. Well, let's look at this again. The header down by Petric. You see Moore coming onto the ball. Dylan Kerr was there. Moore won the ball. I thought it was a penalty. But it doesn't matter now. The game is all over. Kilmarnock have won. Jim McIntyre scored the first and was brought down for the penalty kick, which gave Kilmarnock the second scored by Paul Wright so coolly to the penalty spot. Gordon Jury getting one back in 53 minutes for Rangers, just about 30 seconds after Jim McIntyre almost made it 2. There's a triumph for Bobby Williamson, the former Rangers player, that his team has done him proud this afternoon. It's been a hard-working, deserved victory in the end, and for Kilmarnock, a huge step away from the relegation zone. They celebrate with their fans, they deserve that all right. The final score here at Ibrox, Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 2.
We've been playing well, Jock, and I've just said to the lads, go out and try and show them what you can do, and they've went out and they've got a great 3 points for the club, and it's fantastic for the supporters and the players. Delighted for them.
You played a formation which had your 2 young players wide and Paul Wright withdrawn. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we knew that we wanted to try and force Rangers round outside us and stop them coming through the middle, so Paul dropped into that area, and it worked in spells, but I still wasn't happy. I felt we could have contained them a wee bit better, actually.
Did you feel over the piece you deserved the victory?
Well, maybe a draw would have been a fairer result, but no, I'm delighted with 3 points, Jock.
What does it do for Kilmarnock Football Club, do you think, a result like this at this time?
Well, it's great for the people of Kilmarnock. I remember a few years back we won here and they had a great week, and I'm sure the night and the rest of the weekend will be no different.
Walter, I've seldom seen you look so agitated on the track down below. Were you particularly perturbed by that performance?
Not just the performance. I mean, I think going into today's game, I mean, I myself know the problems that we have in terms of a number of injuries. So I don't expect us to play flowing football. I expected to certainly play better than we did do today. But you know, there's a little bit of agitation, just frustration in terms of we're getting so near the championship. And you're looking for a performance that we can go and maybe increase our lead in Celtic, as we should have done today, but on that performance didn't really deserve to.
Was there any feeling at all that the players formed the view before the game that the work was done?
No, I don't think that that's the case, not at all. I mean, it's been pointed out to them ever since the Celtic game. And I think they themselves are experienced enough professionals to know that Kilmarnock have been doing well recently, that it was going to be a difficult game for us. We lost our last home game against Dundee United. They know that they have to play at a certain level if we're going to win our games, and they didn't reach that level today.
Tell me what it's like there when you're facing that onslaught towards the end with McCoy, and Jury and Laudrup and players of that calibre coming on you all the time.
Well, as you say, it's like a cavalry charge towards the end of the game there, but you've just got to keep your discipline, keep your shape, and keep things tight and get on with it.
Now, you've seen a lot of players come and go. You've played with hosts of players over a lot of years. What's your view on Bagan and Burke?
Well, I think the two lads have got a big future ahead of themselves, and I'm really delighted for them to see that they're getting some recognition and they're called up to the international squad this week. It can only be good for them and only be good for Kilmarnock Football Club.
Have you even been tempted to think about a cup semi-final yet? Are you still worried about the league games?
Of course you think about the cup, but the cup game will take care of itself. Our priority at the moment is to remain in this league, and it's very much in our own hands, and we've got a big game coming up against Hearts, and that's upmost in our mind now.
Yes, eventful afternoon at Ibrox, and with Celtic dropping 2 points at East End Park, Rangers lead is now 7 points with 5 games remaining. Kilmarnock move 4 points clear of that playoff slot. Craig, a real anti-climax for Rangers, of course, after last Sunday. A worrying day for them, not just the result, but the performance, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. I think Walter indicated there he was a bit worried, but I think you must give great credit to Bobby Williamson. I think his 4-5-1 setup was excellent, and although great credit has been given, and deservedly, to the young under-21 guys, you know, the wide players, Bagan and Burke, I think we've got to think of the guy that you saw on the screen there, Raymond Montgomery, excellent. McGwne, excellent. MacPherson, excellent. A lot of the seasoned players did very, very well for Bobby.
It's coming together for Kilmarnock, Chick, isn't it? It's only their 6th win in 88 visits to Ibrox, amazingly. And the last time they won, it was Bobby Williamson who scored the winner. How well has he done?
I think he's done brilliantly. I think you'll remember playing for Rangers, a bit of a Freudian slip in his interview there when he said it was a better result. But if I were Bobby Williamson, I think I'd be chapping in the door of the boardroom first thing in the morning, Monday morning. He's only under contract till the end of the season, Dougie. I think he's entitled to walk into that door and say, hey, I want the job, give it to me now. And if the Kilmarnock board had any class, actually, they'd be phoning him or trying to find him which bar he's celebrating right now and offer him a 3-year deal off the back of it. The Kilmarnock fans want it, the players want it, and Bobby's declared he wants it. I think he should get the job now.
Well, it's always important for any visiting team to score first at Ibrox, I think, Craig, isn't it? And Kilmarnock managed that today with Jim McIntyre's goal.
Yeah, they incidentally got it with his right foot, which is quite surprising. It was a very good goal, actually. He snapped on the half chance exceptionally well. And I don't think Dibble had any chance. At the time, I thought, at the game, I thought maybe, but they had no chance.
Great, all left-sided down Kilmarnock. I mean, Dylan Kerr who swings in the cross, natural left-footed player, Burke too, and Jim McIntyre actually is one of the more one-footed players in the country. He gets this in his right foot, fabulous strike from him. And of course this was the opportunity that Kilmarnock had to make it 2-0, and it fell from his left foot on the half volley there just past the post, and that would have put Kilmarnock 2-0 ahead at that. That was a natural foot, Craig, there.
That was great play. I think the cutback was first class, his positioning was good, he did everything correctly there, but unfortunately went on the wrong side of the post, and of course Rangers went right up the field and scored from that.
Yeah, that was a significant part of the game, Chick, or seemed to be at that stage, wasn't it? It could have been 2-0, but suddenly it was 1 each, straight from the by kick, in fact.
Yeah, it was a great finish, as we described through the action there. This is when Rangers went back in. A fabulous touch from McCoy, and the first touch from Laudrup is vital into the box there. The Kilmarnock players have no option rather to bring him down. They stand off him. They're all pulled across, and Laudrup plays it up for Jury, who's got a simple tap in. Is that why McCoy's in the squad?
That's why he's in the squad, for that great flick on. But we could do with this man in our squad, actually. He draws 3 defenders round him and plays a great ball across the face of the box. Good positioning from Gordon Jury, but Laudrup made it, of course.
I might say, Dougie, just off the back of that, I thought that the booking of Jim McIntyre was totally out of order when he cupped his hand to the Rangers supporters.
No, I disagree with that. You don't do that to the opposing fans. You go to your own fans if you like, but I don't think you incite the opposing fans when you score a
provocative gesture, isn't it?
I thought so, yeah. Again, the other end and celebrated with the Kilmarnock.
Is there no sense of humour in the game left? The players not allowed to do that? I didn't think that was inciting
because it's crowd trouble, no.
I don't think that was inciting trouble.
All right. Let's disagree about that one. Again, Chick. It seems that every week we get arguments about penalties. Are they given, should they be given, and so on. With another 2 today, 1 given, 1 not given. Let's take a look at them. Firstly, the Kilmarnock penalty.
The Kilmarnock one is a ball that's lobbed into the 18-yard box. Now I think there's a total misunderstanding between Bjorkland and Dibble here. I think they're used to Andy Gorham coming out. McLaren at the bottom of the picture holds his head. He had a bit of an argument with the goalkeeper earlier. No doubt it's a penalty, Craig.
That's a penalty, no question. It's a great ball. That's the best ball in the game, in my opinion. The ball in that inside right position. Because your right-footed central defenders go and your left-footed left-back's awkward, and it's a great ball. And of course Paul Wright usually blasts the penalty, but there he is, tucking it away very, very well, and that was an impressive finish from Paul Wright, under pressure to put that penalty away.
Sure, and no argument about that one, but what about the very late penalty which John Rowbottom didn't give, Chick? Brave decision not to give it.
It was a late tackle. He got there as early as he can, in fairness to Dylan Kerr. I thought it was a penalty, I really did. John Rowbottom, he's brave. It's the last minute of a game with Rangers at Ibrox. He doesn't give it. A brave decision by him, but I think it was the wrong one. I really think that was a stonewall penalty, and the more you see it replayed, the more you decide that Craig Moore was definitely brought down by Dylan Kerr. Mr. Rowbottom brave, as I said, not giving it, but Rangers should have had that penalty.
Yeah, I think that seems fairly clear. Now, while Rangers were dropping the 3 points there, Chick, Celtic were not for the first time failing to take advantage. And we also heard today that Tommy Burns has been talking about the fact that his contract's up this summer. So far he's not been offered a renewal. Fergus McCann has given him the dreaded vote of confidence.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot going on behind the green door at Celtic Park that we don't know about, and I think that Tommy Burns is entitled now to go to Fergus McCann and say, what on earth is happening? Are we going to have contract negotiations? And I think that people forget the condition Celtic Football Club was in. Now, Fergus McCann has played a big part in the rebirth of Celtic, but so too has Tommy Burns. He wants to know about his future. He's dropped hints to the press. I think he should have talks. We talked about Bobby Williamson demanding a head-to-head with his chairman. I think a heart-to-heart is needed between Tommy and Fergus McCann, and I think most Celtic supporters would want Tommy Burns to stay put. I think he deserves to have an extended contract.
But those Celtic supporters will be disappointed today. Or maybe they've got mixed feelings, because they're 2-0 down and they've at least got a point out of it, but it must be a missed opportunity for them.
Well, I thought Celtic would be saying to themselves today, we've blown it again, we'll let it go. But Rangers supporters were equally saying the taxi coming into the BBC tonight, the taxi driver was a Rangers supporter. He said to me, well, Rangers blew it today, the championship could have been sewn up because the Rangers lost and Celtic blew points. So it depends what way you look at this whole scenario. But interesting run into the championship, and how many more twists and turns can there be?
It's not over yet, that's for sure.